Christian's, he's my favorite skateboarder of all time. And not just because he's a great skateboarder, but his personality, what he represents, his passion for skateboarding, all of the things that he is, really, really as a kid captivated me.
We learned everything from Christian. Everything we ever did. He was pretty much back then just the best at everything. We were all coming up, and we always followed him.
If a trick got invented, it was like, wait till Christian does it. Then we're all going to want to do it that way.
He has the 60s in him, you know what I mean? He has the 80s, the early 80s, the later 80s. He has the 90s, and he has the now, He skates for all the right reasons and always looks good on his skateboard. And such a positive influence for everybody around him and for skateboarding.
Hey, my name's Christian Hosoi from Huntington Beach, California. Been skateboarding over 40 years, and I'm proud to be a skateboarder.
Supersonic. Supersonic. Now all you supersonic people try to right or wrong. You may think that you are deaf. So you better listen to what we have to say. Here comes the JJ Fad. Supersonic. Supersonic. Now who's the fastest DJ? My make it cut. Scrap. He may be a little light, but that's okay. 'Cause when he cuts to the beat, it sounds this way.
What do I think of Hosoi? He's like my little brother. Hosoi used to be one of the kids that skated Marina all the time. His dad worked there, and we skated it. And there's that little kid, we thought, we were just like, oh yeah, there's that little Hawaiian Asian kid that rips. And then, the progression happens, and it continues and continues, and the next thing you know, it's like, wow, the little Hawaiian Asian kid is blazing. Oh, his name is Christian? Oh wow, this little kid rips now. It's just a beautiful transition of progression to progression. That's probably him. And then all of a sudden, here he is, and he's just this cat that... It's him. Of course. Yeah. Yo, yo. Speak of the Lord. Amen.
Supersonic. You see the S is for super and the U is for unique. Perfection, and you know that we are freaks. The E is for exotic and the R is for raps. Sometimes nosy people just to stay the hell back. Supersonic. Them big Supersonic.
Well, he's got some good airs. Judo. He's got a sick judo. Probably the best. Right.
Christian has a way of skating that is like no other. You ask him well, what trick does Christian do the best? I think he said a judo. Yeah, he's got the most amazing judo. But actually every trick Christian does is the best. Because I think he does it with more style, he does it with power. He just skates in a way that no one ever has.
For me, being a kid whose father was a surfer in the 50s and 60s in Hawaii, growing up there, to move to California, have me born here in LA, to where it was the epicenter of skateboarding. I think that there was something so perfect about that match, because I was at the right age, at the right time. The urethane wheel came out. I was here right in the smack dab of Venice, LA scene, and I wanted to be a surfer. But because the waves were small, it wasn't like Hawaii, they were freezing cold, it wasn't warm and tropical, I was like, I'd rather skate than surf. And I just remember thinking to myself, you know what, I'm just gonna surf on land.
And certainly some of the things that you did, Christian, unbelievable. As you know, I watched you and your career and how you progressed from like that young little kid, you know, and just at Marina, and then the stuff that you did at Venice with Christian Fletcher and Jesse Martinez and, you know, Jay Adam, you know, and Jay and Tony and you know, all those guys down at the Venice Pavilion. Unbelievable.
And you know,
I didn't know, you know, I'm from Florida. You don't see people with long hair, you know, boys with hair down to here. And anyway, he was ripping, you know, it was just unbelievable. And then I think he was on PAL for a moment there. But throughout the years, we were competing against each other for many years. Loved seeing his runs because he'd always be doing that dance and had some tight shorts on and get the crowd going. It was always good for us. I mean, that wasn't my bag, but it's fun to watch him skate to Madonna and stuff like that.
Good luck.
Yes, that's crazy.
But now that we've been around for, you know, whatever, 30, 40, 50 years, you know, like there is a really cool history there to look at. And just the fact that physically that we can still skate at 50, well, that's awesome because, you know, a lot of us got into skateboarding because we never wanted to grow up and wear a suit or have a real job or anything like that, you know, and we can still be kids running around with a skateboard, and it's just funny, actually.
I saw how, you know, he did things, and, you know, he made good examples in front of me. I know Christian went through some hard times, but the perception I had as a kid, you know, was Christian was always such a good influence. He's always looking out for me.
He's a preacher now, so he's doing really well.
But only love can break your heart. Try to be sure right from the start. Yes, only love can break your heart. But if you're
learn to appreciate the simple things, and people will see that in you, and they'll want to be close to you and be attached to what you represent. And that's a lot of what we do, especially when we travel now to third world countries. And when I say we, I talk about guys like Christian Hosoi. I talk about guys like Steve Caballero. I name them for a reason, because of the fact that those guys, even though they're my peers, those guys are my heroes, man. Those are heroes to me, even though I'm the old school guy, the so-called godfather because of my age. Those guys are my heroes. The guys that have basically like the principles and the straight shooter attitude towards life, the purity, the honesty, the power. That's it, man. That's love. And when you got love in your heart like that and you're able to share it with somebody else, you got it all. You got it all, man. I could die tomorrow and be happy with that kind of attitude. That's how it is, man. Pure.
But if your world should fall apart,
you know, I've watched him grow from a young boy into an amazing athlete, incredible man, a man of God, and also a father and a husband.
yes, only love can break your heart. Yes, only love can break your heart. Yes, only.
You know, every autograph I sign, every picture I take with somebody just makes me feel like, you know, I've done something that is changed the world, but it also has changed people. You know, this project that we're putting together of categories of whether it be style, street, vert, it could be equipment, it could be girls, it could be surfing influencing skateboarding, the beginning, it could be the finality, which is the current skateboarders of today. And it's gonna be an incredible ride, and I'm gonna walk you right through it personally. It's gonna be amazing.